चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदां साधन ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. 6.41 is posted in that group. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya गोपीजनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी गोपीजनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानन्दना जय व्रजजनारञ्जना यशोदानन्दना जय व्रजजनारञ्जना जय यमुनातीरवनचारी जय कुञ्जविहारी जय यमुनातीरवनचारी जय कुञ्जविहारी जय राधमाधवा जय कुञ्जविहारी जय राधमाधवा जय कुञ्जविहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जयो कृष्ण बलराम 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 जयो नित्य गौरंग 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 जयो जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद Sanatana, can we turn on this TV? Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We'll be reading from the Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, text number 41. You can repeat after me. Prapya punya krutam lokan. Prapya punya krutam lokan. Ushitva Shashvati Samaha. Ushitva Shashvati Samaha. Suchinam Shrimatam Gehe. Suchinam Shrimatam Gehe. Yoga Brashto Bijayate. Yoga Brashto Bijayate. Prapya Punya Krutam Lokan. Ushitva Shashvati Samaha. Suchinam Shrimatam Gehe. Yoga Brashto Bijayate. Anybody else wants to try? Nobody? You can try. Prapya Punya Krutam Lokan. Ushitva Shashvati Samaha. Suchinam Shrimatam Gehe. Yoga Brashto Bijayate. Word to word translation. Prapya, after achieving. Punya Krutam, of those who performed pious activities. Lokan, planets. Ushitva, after dwelling. Shashvatihi, many. Samaha, years. Suchinam, of the pious. Shrimatam, of the prosperous. Gehe, in the house. Yoga Brashtaha, one who has fallen from the path of self-realization. Habijayate, takes his birth. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The unsuccessful yogi, after many years of enjoyment on the planets of the pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy. Purport. The unsuccessful yogis are divided into two classes. One is fallen after very little progress, and one is fallen after long practice of yoga. The yogi who falls after a short period of practice goes to the higher planets where pious living entities are allowed to enter. After prolonged life there, one is sent back again to this planet to take birth in the family of a righteous Brahmana Vaishnava or of aristocratic merchants. The real purpose of yoga practice is to achieve the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness, as explained in the last verse of this chapter. But those who do not persevere to such an extent and who fail because of material allurements are allowed by the grace of the Lord to make full utilization of their material propensities. And after that, they are given opportunity to live prosperous lives in righteous or aristocratic families. Those who are born in such families may take advantage of the facilities and try to elevate themselves to full Krishna consciousness. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yenam Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gauravaktarunda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. The unsuccessful yogi. Can you please close the door? The unsuccessful yogi, after many years of enjoyment on the planets of the pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy. There is one interesting story that is talked about in the Shastras to illustrate, how most of us endeavor for different things, and what happens with our endeavors. There was once a very rich merchant in the olden days, and he had 4 wives. Okay. So his youngest wife, he was very attracted to her. He would spend all his time with her and take care of her and give her riches and all the things she asked for. And he was very proud of her. Then he also loved his 3rd wife. His 3rd wife, he was very always showing off his wife to his acquaintances. And he would take very good care. He was a little afraid that, she would go away. So he would carefully guard her and take good care of her and all that. And he was very proud of her. So his 2nd wife was also very dear. She was his very close confidant. Whenever he had difficulties and challenges, he would go to her. And she was also very dear. Somehow, his 1st wife, he was not very attached to her, or he didn't like her much. But she was a very faithful and very caring wife. Behind the scenes, she was the one who's running the whole show and taking care of everything. So like this, time passed by. And suddenly, as time passed by, he started becoming old. And one day, some ailment came on him, and he was on his deathbed. He was breathing heavily, and he could sense his time was nearing. So he looked towards his most dear, loving 4th wife and asked her, "Oh dear wife, I've always been taking such good care of you. I paid attention to every single need of yours. Now that I am in this tough situation, I'm going to pass on to another world. Will you please join me in this journey?" And she said, "Oh no, why will I come? I'm sorry. I can't join you in this journey." And she went away. She said, "I'm very young. I've got my life ahead of me. Why will I do this?" This was very piercing to his heart. And he felt very sad. He said, okay, let me at least talk to my third wife. And he turned towards her and said, oh, my dear wife, I've always been very attached to you. I've been so proud of you. You always accompanied me in all my important, engagements. I'm in this tough time. Will you please accompany me? He said, oh no, there are so many people after me. Why will I, waste my time with you? I'll go away with somebody else. And she said, and she went away. This was very, painful for him. In this situation, he was lying on his deathbed, and, his two wives of, on whom he depended the most are saying this. Then he turned to his second wife, who was his very close confidant, and he said, see, you've always been my close confidant. You saw how the other two behaved. I hope you will at least help me here. Will you accompany me? So this wife said, oh, I know you're very dear to me. You've always been there. I want to, but unfortunately, I cannot come. And he was at this point very dejected. And his heart was sinking. And in the background, his first wife was saying in a very feeble voice, because she was also malnutrition, he was not taking good care of her. She said, I will accompany you. I will come with you. Right? At this point, he was turning towards her and looking at her very feeble, thin, emaciated self. And tears came in his eyes and said, oh, I wish I'd taken better care of you. So I'm sure you heard this story before. I have also told this story. It's a very interesting one. Allowed to hear, what do you think what does the fourth wife represent? Huh? Sorry? No, that is the fourth wife, the one who said, I cannot, I'm going away. Money is different wife. So think about the first wife, he was always decorating her and this thing and all that. Like, what do you think that represents? The body. One's body. Right? See, that's the very first thing that you lose when you die. Unfortunately, you're given all the attention to it, every single detail you're taking care of, slight problem, you'll go to the doctor, you'll go to a plastic surgeon, get things fixed, and all those different things. But when the time of death comes, nothing you can do. Right? First thing that you lose is your body. Right? Now, who do you think is the third wife? The third wife who said, hey, I'm very young and a lot of people are behind me, I'll go with them. Huh? That's your wealth, your possessions. Reality, right? After we die, our wealth and possessions are going to go to somebody else. Right? Now, who is the second wife? Who was very close, confidant, who wanted to come, but who could only come to the grave. Your friends and families and relatives. Your close friend, your family, your near and dear ones. How much ever they love you, they can only come till the grave. Right? And who is the first wife who was ready to come? It's you, the soul, your Atma. Right? If you don't take care. Now, this very interesting story is being talked about to say, in this verse, Krishna is telling, for an unsuccessful yogi, what happens to them? Because you see, many people will say, yes, young age, why are you all people practicing spiritual life and all these things? Then the time will come, when we are old and all that time. One devotee was telling me, when he was initially taken to Krishna consciousness and becoming serious, his grandfather told him, "Hey, ये क्या सुबह सुबह हरे कृष्ण हरे रामा ये भगवद गीता क्यों पढ़ रहा है? मुझे देखो 70 ईयर से मेरा एज अभी तक मैंने शुरू नहीं किया." सबका टाइम होता है, कब है आपका टाइम ही ना, right? When is your time? So people will actually, some people ask, and sometimes we also get doubts. They'll say, "Hey, your life is like dobi ka kutta, na gar ka na ghat ka." Neither are you, enjoying materially, nor you're successful spiritually, because all of us have some doubts now. Like, we are making some progress, but are we? If somebody says, "Are you going to go back to Vaikuntha this life?" What will you say? We ourselves are not ready. Even if Vaikuntha Vimana comes also, we'll say, "Wait a second, I have some things to take care," right? So people get a doubt. Is our life like that? Are we dobi ka kutta? Na gar ka na ghat ka? But in contrast, Krishna is telling over here, "Hey Baba, anything you do in your spiritual progress, even if you just begun in a spiritual life, what is the thing?" So Prabhupada says there are two kinds of yogis who are unsuccessful. One who has just begun, right? One who has fallen, who has made very little progress. And one who has fallen after a long practice of yoga. In both the situations, Krishna is telling, "Hey Baba, if you just did a little yoga, that will, because it's such high punya activity, after many, Krishna is saying, Shashvati, the words that is used is Shashvati Samaha. For a very, very long, Shashvata means almost, the word Shashvat we use, right? It's almost like forever. After a very long, prolonged enjoyment in the higher planetary systems, you will come down and you will be born here also, in Suchinam or Srimatam, in the family of aristocratic people or in the family of learned people. So Suchi means to be clean. To be clean both internally and externally. Right? Devotee family. Like that. So, what exactly is being said? The little bit of thinking is required. So, material world, we make a lot of progress, lot of achievements and everything. That will not carry forward with us. Right? Now, think about it. So let's say in this life, recently, the longest reigning monarch, right, ever, nobody has ever ruled for that much long. Can you believe that? When Queen Elizabeth passed away, she was the longest reigning monarch ever in the history of, because nobody, usually in the olden days, there was so much fight and this and all that going on. Somebody would rule for 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, at least in recorded history of the recent times, I'm saying. Nobody has ever ruled for 70 years and all that. She became a queen when she was very young, in her 20s. Right? And she was, I think, 70 years or something. How many years? Anybody remembers? 90 plus, 70 something years. Some diamond jubilee, some big jubilee she was celebrating. I think she was queen for 70 years or something. Right? Now, so while you are alive, when she began her life as a queen, that time England was very powerful, right? When she took over, at that time, all of India, what year did she take over? I think before Second War, much before Second. Winston Churchill used to be her prime minister, one of the first few prime ministers. She was in the early 40s or late 30s, maybe early 40s at the moment. 70 years means about 45, 60 years or there on. Oh yeah. After independence she took over? 52, huh? Okay. Even by that time, England was still very powerful, right? So many, these things, countries, they still ruled. Many countries got independence after. So think about it, such a powerful woman, what all she has seen in her life and everything. Now, is it guaranteed that in the next life she'll also be a queen? It only depends on what that person did in their current life and what this thing which they built. At least seeing from her life, she seems to have lived a very principled life and all that. I'm sure she will have a good this thing. But there are many people who are very rich and very aristocratic, and they get proud with their wealth, right? It's not that this life I have my bank balance is $4 billion. Next life when you are born, you're going to start with $4 billion. Right? In fact, it really depends. You had $4 billion, but what did you do with $1 billion? If you engaged in a life of hedonistic enjoyment, went crazy and tortured everybody under you, and just if you were a dictator and everybody was living in fear, you killed so many people, this thing. So you may had $4 billion, but next life, there's one story of a very rich merchant who built a beautiful house, right? The people, for them, building a big house is something and everybody looks forward to, right? So dream house he built, and he wanted to make sure that all the neighbors and all these poor people and all don't come and disturb him. So built a big compound wall, right? And then big house, everything, all the marble and this and teak wood and rosewood and all that, right? Beautiful house he built. And you made sure of all the finer details of the house. As he was getting older, he was always, you would go and take care of this, just make sure, okay, is this good? Is the compound wall still there nicely? And all that, you put barbed fences on top of the compound wall as well. So people don't jump over and come inside. And then his time came, and he passed away. And the whole family was very, very upset. They were all crying and all that. And after some time, they would do, all these different ceremonies were going on. After some time, they started noticing that there was a gardener came and said, "Oh, other day I saw a snake in our garden." And everybody got afraid. Oh, some snake is there inside. We should be very careful. And then after some time, they started seeing that snake, would just anybody go push. It would just flare up, and this thing. It was guarding the whole place. And then these people got very afraid. They called a snake charmer and took the snake away. Story goes that when you spend your whole life, protecting your wealth and guarding it like this, okay, next life, guard your property. Become a snake. Because if you have done good things, while the wealth was with you, and you did good activities and you built good karma, at least that, okay, next life you'll get a human body again and you can continue your journey and all. But if you did all crazy things and this thing and push you and everybody you're fighting with, and okay, here's your own body, you can get, everybody will be afraid of you. Right? So this is the nature of this material world. Our current activities, however glorious they are, however this thing they are, does not guarantee what our next life is. We all seem to be oblivious. Hey, I've got my 401k, I've got my investment in this, I've got this, that'll take care of me. It may take care of you for this lifetime, but what about next life? Right? And this modern world says, no next life. There's nothing, it's all just chance we were born here. Then the question should be asked, okay, any of you here chose which family you were born? Anybody here? If given a choice, would you have picked the family you were born in? Maybe you would have picked, let me be Mark Zuckerberg's daughter. Or yeah. I don't know, but Elon Musk's children, it seems his names are very peculiar names, so maybe not. Bill Gates also, he is not giving much to his family, Mukesh Ambani, good choice, He's leaving a lot of wealth to his family and all that, right? So, given a choice, we would have picked something else. Then what is it that forced us to take the birth we have been given now? I was recently reading, there is one village in Sumatra, Indonesia. There is one village, a lot of the people in the village engage in an occupation that is considered one of the most hazardous occupations in the world. Right? It's a very remote village. I don't know if any of you know this. Indonesia has it's still little active, but the largest volcano in the world. It seems when that volcano blew many, many thousands of years ago, like most of the Earth's life was destroyed, and there's a very catastrophic volcanic eruption happened. Just like we have one here also. What is it? Yellowstone National Park is there, right? That volcano is like hundreds of miles wide. They're saying that it'll blow up in the next 40,000 years or something. Again, it'll go. That time it goes practically 70-80% of the living matter on this planet will be destroyed at that time. They say. So like that in this village, these people, how they live. Every day, they trek up, many miles up to this mountain, to this volcano, and then they go down into the volcano. And volcanic eruption, they produce sulfur. But sulfur is very poisonous, if you inhale sulfur fumes, you will die. But they will risk that. They'll put they don't even have good masks or anything like that. They just put some wet cloth on their nose like this, and they'll go down, collect this sulfur in bags, and then they'll trek all the way up the miles. They have to go deep into this. They'll again climb up and then again climb down. They'll bring that sulfur and they'll go sell it and make some little money. And they say it's one of the most dangerous occupations. You don't know when you will die. Now, if they were given a choice, the same person is told, hey, forget all this sulfur business, come to America, your minimum wage is $20 per hour. Do you think he will collect sulfur or he will come to America? We're not even telling you will get a new body, you will be born in Mukesh Ambani family. I'm saying same body, same this thing, but instead of doing all the hard work over there, come and work over here. You will say, I'll happily come over here, isn't it? Now, did that person pick, I am going to be born in this village, then there is no other source of earning for me, I have to go climb this sulfur mountain. And is it easy for them to just leave that mountain and come and, if they could do, next day they'll leave and come. Isn't it? So this is the nature of this world. We didn't pick where we were born. We didn't pick how much of, the Shastras it is said, Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shri. These are 4 things that comes from Prarabdha Karma. From the karma of your previous lifetimes, Prarabdha Karma, you begin your life. 4 things. Janma, where you are born, to whom you are born. Aishwarya, how much of wealth that you have. Shruta. Shruta means intelligence. Because earlier all the learning was through Shruti, hearing. Shruta means intelligence. How much intelligence you have. You see, we know in this world, somebody is very intelligent, somebody is not so intelligent. Right? That is the nature of this world. And Shri. Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shri. Shri is beauty. Right? Some people are born very beautiful and some people are not. Right? And we all know that these things matter in this world. Everybody is looking for these things. Right? So these four things are given by prarabdha karma. Now, the Bhagavatam is giving a little different view on this. In Queen Kunti's prayers, very nice verses there. I'll just read these words. She's saying, Janmaishwarya Shruta Shribir Yedamana Madah Puman Naivarhati Abhidhatum Vai Tvam Akinchana Gocharam. She's repeating the same words. Janma Aishwarya Shruta Shri that we just talked about. Janmaishwarya Shruta Shribir Yedamana Madah Puman. Mada. Mada means one who is mad. Most people in this world, they are running after these four things. Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shri. When somebody, Edamana, is materially exhausted, Naivarhati Abhidatum Vai Loka Tvam Akinchana Gocharam. My Lord, your Lordship can be easily be approached but only by those who are materially exhausted. One who is in the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education and bodily beauty, cannot approach you with sincere feeling. That sincere feeling will not be there. Okay. Now, this is obviously a very, very high standard that the Shastras are telling that we should rise above these things. But something that should give us a lot of solace is that any progress you make in your spiritual life, right? Sometimes, we see small children, they are, by birth, they are very interested in spiritual life. Have you noticed that some children are there like that, right? But, they're not so much materially this thing. They want to sing and, they want to worship the Lord. They all want to participate in things. They're not, like very young age. You can't suddenly say, oh, they got some Gnanodaya or something, right? They're beginning their life, the spiritual life from the previous life. This is our spiritual progress. Wherever you left off in your previous life, next life, you will begin from there. This is a permanent bank account. Nothing can take that away from you. Whatever. Swalpamapi asya dharmasya trayato mahato bayat. Even a little progress that is made in spiritual life can save you from the greatest danger. Right? So this should give us impetus to say, fine, I'm working so hard for all these material things. Let me devote some quality time towards my spiritual progress as well. Because any progress I make here will be with me eternally. Okay? So this is the thing. So here Krishna is promising Arjuna, and through Arjuna is telling all of us, the unsuccessful yogi, after many, many years of enjoyment on the planets of pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy. Why these two? If you're born in a pious family, this thing, automatically you will take to Krishna consciousness because your whole family is doing it, it will become natural. Or why rich aristocracy? Because if your day-to-day needs are taken care of, then you have an opportunity to think of higher things. Right? We all know this. If every day you're struggling, for your existence and this thing, it's very difficult to think of higher things. Right? So, many of us, most of us here, we are all in one of the richest countries in the world. Right? We have all been blessed with some level of prosperity and this thing. We don't have to really struggle day to day for our existence. We should appreciate this opportunity that's given to us and work towards spiritual progress, which will go with us life after life. Okay, we'll stop here. Anybody has any quick questions or comments? Yes. Mm. 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 Yes. Yeah, yeah. See, um, we should understand how this material world works. We are actually all children of Krishna. We are all children of the supreme, most powerful, richest, wonderful, caring Father. So, whatever we desire, right? And if you act in a righteous way, following the principles of Shastras, that will happen. Right? Only it said that, just think about it. Every single desire that you have is written down. Okay, you want to be this, is written down. You wanted that, is written down. All the desires are stored. When the time is right, when you have sufficient punya to actually experience the desire, right? Just like you take some seeds and throw in the garden. You throw now, it's already summer, right? I know this year it's been raining all this, so I don't know whether it will rain again. But now if you throw, it won't grow now. It will just stay there. But when November comes and it starts raining, when the condition is favorable, that same seed will fructify. So like that, we have so many desires, you have accumulated millions and millions of lives. If you continue to harbor those desires and you do punya karma, those desires will fructify. Sometimes, you will notice, something will happen good that you feel happy, then you'll say, I remember I had this desire a long time ago. Well, sometimes it happens. Very peculiar things happen in a very peculiar way. And so you'll think, why this like? Because you have some desire you had like that. So, if you have desire for moksha, but you also have material desires, the Lord will say, moksha, point is, why you should ask for us? Why? Why is, what will you do after moksha? You will go back to Vaikuntha where everybody's life, the Vaikuntha Loka is described. All the living entities in Vaikuntha Loka look exactly like Vishnu, Krishna. In Vaikuntha I'm talking, there are other higher planetary systems in the spiritual world. Different planetary systems, not higher, is not the right word. In the Vaikuntha Loka, everybody looks like Vishnu. Everybody has 400 forms, beautiful forms. You're very young, all these things. The only difference between Vishnu and other living entities is that Vishnu has 4 things. He's got this Kaustubha jewel. Few things, that's only distinguishing marks. They also have same opulence, they also same things. Now, in your current condition, if you go to the spiritual world, you will still exhibit your material tendencies. Here what happens, if you get something, I want to keep it with me. I want something that others don't have. Our main problem is envy. We have envy of other living entities. It's not that, we want to be rich. If we also are rich and everybody is rich, then it's just like somebody was telling me other day. Earlier owning a Tesla was something, okay, some people own a Tesla. Now everybody has a Tesla. We were thinking about buying a car for the temple. And we were having discussion. They were saying, Tesla is very economical over the long run. They have done some studies to show that, it's as cheap as a Toyota Corolla in the long this thing. So we said, okay, fine, let us buy. And somebody else said, no, what will people think? Swamiji is moving around in Tesla and it won't look nice. Then we suddenly settled on buying that Chevy Bolt EV or something. Because nobody can distinguish whether it's an EV car or this car. Because you see, as spiritualists, we have to be a little careful about what will people think of us. Like that. So like that, everybody has a Tesla. No, there's no special to Tesla. Now they want Model S, Model X, which looks a little different, Isn't that the thing? So that is our nature. If everybody has everything, we are not happy because our material contaminations are there. So that is why even though you have moksha kama is also there, but you have a lot of other kamas. The Lord will say, okay, you've done so much punya. You know, your choice. The choice actually is yours, it's not the Lord's. Your choice. What will you take? In our current situation, we want material things also. We want name, fame, this thing, and we also want moksha. Those are incompatible situations. So it's not that the incompatibility is not with what is happening. Incompatibility is in you, in your desires. Right? But once we realize, actually speaking, the Shastras say, we are Satchidananda. Atma's true quality is Sat, means we're eternal. Chit means we're full of knowledge. Ananda means we're full of bliss. The problem why we're not experiencing Satchidananda is because of your attachment to this body. This body is a machine. Actually, this body is a machine given to you as punishment. This is a punishment machine. Just like, कैदी को जेल में डालता है, तो उसको is put in a jail not as a reward, it's a punishment. And we are attached to that jail. Oh, we have given this cell. Oh, I like this. I'm in a first class jail. That's this thing. I like this. If you like the first class jail, okay, live in the first class jail. You don't want to be outside. You understand? That is the problem. Okay, and we'll stop here. So we'll all chant one round of Hare Krishna together. This process of after this first announce. Yeah. So we'll all chant one round of Hare Krishna together. The Shastras say that this is the very powerful process in this age that will take us back to Vaikuntha. Right? The main thing it will do is it will clear the dust of material contamination that is clouding our heart. Okay, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. I'm requested to make an announcement. Are there anybody who's coming for the first time to a temple today? Any newcomers? There are a few newcomers. There is one small gift. The newcomers can go to that corner over there. They have some small gift for you, and they want to share with you about our temple activities and different things that happen. You can please go to that corner over there, and they will take care of it. Okay. So we'll all chant one round of Hare Krishna together. Sorry, a little late today. Please repeat after me. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We'll chant together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Rama. Hare Krishna. So there are a few announcements we want to make, and then there will be Arati. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So today's feast sponsor, I'll call out the name, and we request these families please come front, and our priest will do the sankalpa for you. So today's feast sponsors are Prahlad Purohit and family, and Pavitra Saurabh. If you are here, please come front, and then our priest before the Aarti will do the sankalpa for you. So now we'll have the Aarti here, so you can all turn towards Krishna Balram.